When applying to colleges, one of the things that I really wanted was to be able to study in a city. One of the things that really propelled me to deciding that I wanted to go to William & Mary was the fact that there was a DC study in DC program.
I really, really enjoyed the 2-week class period when they had speakers come in and we did events. That was the highlight of my summer by far. Went to the White House, went to the African American History Museum, 2 weeks of great classes with people, so you get to know them really well, and just such interesting conversations. So many people who challenged us and who we challenged. It was really cool.
Yes, I absolutely enjoyed the course. A, because there were a very limited number of students. It was an extremely small cohort. So we're all really, really good friends outside of class now. So we always hang out, we go out for lunch and all that, even though that we're done with the class now and we're all in different parts of DC. And B, there were a lot of good speakers that were extremely knowledgeable. So we had a lot of people from Obama's administration, like Dane Snowden, come in, and then we had Paula Reed come in. So we had a lot of extremely well-known, well-accomplished William & Mary alumni who came in, and they were willing to offer support and help. So that was one of the things that made the experience extremely valuable.
But what I really loved about this course in particular was that it was different from other government classes that I looked at. The fact that we got to be in DC, the center of policy making of the United States, and kind of interact with people who had those firsthand experiences, got to really shine through, I guess, in a way that you don't get this experience anywhere else. You don't get to learn about these things from these kind of speakers because it's a unique kind of opportunity that you get in DC.
I lived on campus the past 2 years. It's my first time having my own kitchen and all these things. One of the biggest things is DC it's a city. We're right next to a metro stop. There's so many more opportunities to go do things.
It helped me grow because it's really the first time I felt like an adult. That's the first time I've truly lived alone. I mean, you're still insulated living on a college campus, and so to actually be outside of that community in the actual city doing a job and shopping and doing all this other stuff for yourself.
We explored the city and we were able to see the US Capitol, to see the White House, to see the DOJ building and the different museums, to build on what we already know about representational politics and how we could improve on that. And then after those 2 weeks, we moved on to our internships.
I had always dreamed of working in DC. I mean, if you want to do acting, you go to Hollywood. If you want to go into finance, you go to New York. But if you want to go to DC, you want to work with government or politics. I worked for a lobbying firm, so we mostly worked with media companies and how they deal with how they got funding from the BEAD funding, which is a certain bill that's going through.
I worked with Armed Services Arts Partnership, ASAP, and they're a nonprofit which provides arts and comedy classes to veterans.
I worked as a communications and marketing intern at Volunteers of America, which is one of the top 10 biggest nonprofits in the country.
I interned with a small boutique strategic consulting firm called Evolved Global. We work primarily with education nonprofits to help them fundraise money, create action plans, reach out to funders who would be willing to support project initiatives. So it was a lot of client-facing work.
I think especially because in school you don't get, if you do an assignment, you get feedback, and that's an A or B or C. You don't get the chance to try again and don't get the chance of every single day, hey, I made this change. What do you think of this? Or sitting down for an hour and brainstorming, this isn't quite working. What if we tried this, and this? And then I would go back to the drawing board and write out examples. And then they would say, oh, you flesh this out, but what about this? And so you don't get that experience at all in a classroom.
My name is Tyler Wilson. I am one of the program coordinators for the William & Mary Washington Center. I specifically run our DC Summer Institutes, which is the program that many of your students took part in over this summer on top of working for you. I've been running this program. This is my third summer wrapping up now, and I can honestly say this is the best summer that I've worked with students in. They're all so great, and I hope you had as good of an experience with them as I have working with them over the summer in the William & Mary capacity.
So my recommendation is apply. It's an amazing program. You're going to get so much out of it. The opportunities that I've been able to enjoy over this summer have been unmatched and have been to the highest places and been able to really learn so much about the American political system, but also learning more about myself in the end of the day.